Hello everybody, it's Bradley, Shannon, and Amanda, and we're here today to talk to you about a community anchor institution. Our institution of choice is the Kalamazoo Community Foundation. The Kalamazoo Community Foundation, which is located in West Michigan, serves not just the city of Kalamazoo, but all of Kalamazoo County. The Kalamazoo Community Foundation has two basic roles. The first one is to help foster equity. They do this specifically through providing basic services like healthcare, childcare, food assistance and housing, and removing barriers and adapting strategies for those who are underserved. They also provide job training, leadership, and life skill development opportunities that improve self-sufficiency and self-determination of individuals and families. And they also support grassroots efforts that address unmet community needs. Additionally, they help organizations be more culturally and interculturally competent, equitable and inclusive in policy, procedure, practice, and program development. The Kalamazoo Community Foundation's second role is putting a community-wide focus on and creating a support network for education. Some of their specific goals include reducing disparities in academic performance in reading, writing, math, and other disciplines, increasing educational attainment, leading to increased high school graduation rates, college and career readiness, and adult literacy, engaging parents and other caregivers as leaders and partners in education, and developing the social, emotional, developmental, and life skills of school-age youth. They have a variety of different programs that address each of these target areas.
The relationship between KCF and K-12 schools and the community centers on two key areas: pre-K programs and scholarships. The challenge: break the cycle of intergenerational poverty created largely by systemic racism in Kalamazoo's North Side and Douglas neighborhoods. The goal: influence the development of children so they are ready for kindergarten. The method: remove barriers like affordability and transportation to quality pre-K for 3-year-olds. Together, the Northside program serves 28 families that do not qualify for free pre-K through Head Start and are not able to afford high-quality pre-K on their own. A 2015 grant of $279,000 from the foundation for this program covers all tuition costs, classroom equipment, supplies, the salaries and expenses for personnel, research and student assessments, parent engagement services, and recruitment and transportation expenses. The Community Foundation awards more than 300 scholarships totaling more than $1 million to local students each year. The scholarships come from 53 different funds, with awards ranging from $250 to $7,500. More than $27 million has been awarded to area students over the years. Many of the scholarships are for high school seniors, but there are also several for students already enrolled in college and non-traditional students. All Community Foundation scholarships may be used for tuition and fees, room and board, books, transportation, and personal expenses associated with the cost of education. Areas of improvement center on two critiques. In 2015, Ta-Nehisi Coates spoke at the KCF community meeting. Comments in the survey included praise as well as increased expectations. Quote, "The greatest takeaway is that KCF would bring in this challenging thinker," end quote, says one attendee. Another says, quote, "KCF as a white institution should not feel a pass by bringing Coates to Kalamazoo. We will see how dedicated KCF is, not just bringing him, but truly living out his work," end quote. This critique of KCF's commitment to the African American community can be categorized as, quote, "narrow sectarianism," end quote, Shirley, 1997, page 27, on the part of activists that, when combined with a tendency toward redistributive rather than transformative empowerment on the part of the foundation, keeps the community members from fully engaging in the, quote, "generalized reciprocity and social trust," end quote, needed to engender broad-reaching collaboration around school and neighborhood change. Brownlow, 2014, Shirley, 1997, page 27. This critique manifests in various factors that preceded the eventual demise of an ambitious cradle-to-career initiative in Kalamazoo from 2011 to 2017 called the Learning Network of Greater Kalamazoo. It was dedicated to bring together community stakeholders to support educators, improve the lives of children, and establish a continuum of education that went beyond the K-12 classroom experience. The Kalamazoo Community Foundation had been the anchor entity and fiscal agent for the Learning Network and provided $7 million in funding. However, the last evaluation report published last year found that the barriers to success generally fell into three categories: design, implementation, and partners. For design, the funder, which was KCF, should not have driven the work, but should have supported emerging community needs, and that people only listened to the funder when they were in the room, and education was not the funder's skill set. For implementation, there was a lack of solid connections within the K-12 educational space, a lack of diversity in those participating at the table, as well as in the types of organizations receiving funding. And then the Learning Network became more focused on holding events and less focused on supporting collaborative work. Finally, for partners, organizations were not willing to work together. They refused to share data, and some people thought that they could do the work without partnering. So these egos and territorialism greatly affected the effectiveness of the organization. Finally, there was really a lack of authentically heard voices at the decision-making tables of recipients of the services through partner organizations. As articulated by Kennedy and Tilley in 1990, quote, redistributive empowerment, end quote, implies a more temporary, context-based solution, whereas transformative empowerment allows for a more, quote, countercultural collectivism, end quote, which may be limited in terms of short-term gains, but holds greater potential for permanently altering the school community agenda.
1925, W.E. and Carrie Epjohn started the Kalamazoo Foundation with a $1,000 donation. Since then, the foundation has partnered with many organizations. In 2017 alone, KCF gave grants to at least 72 organizations. The foundation supports education at many levels, including wraparound services that provide access to housing, food, mental health, and other services that support learning for students in the community. To meet impact goals, KCF has thoughtfully considered ways to use resources to build internal and external capacity to address equity issues. Resources are also used to expand the LNGK, or Learning Network of Greater Kalamazoo, and to reach identified learning goals. Desired impact takes place in both the short and long term. In the short term, the foundation hopes to reduce opportunity and achievement gaps, increase high school graduation rates, college and career readiness, and adult literacy, engage caregivers and community members as leader in their children's education, develop children's socio-emotional and life skills. In the long term, the foundation hopes to improve the educational structures, eliminate bias in the school culture, advocate for students at state and national levels, and, as the next slide illustrates, increase access to high-quality pre-kindergarten education and programming that impacts kindergarten readiness. An example of KCF's collaboration with private and public organizations is their participation in an initiative to simplify the process for helping families get services for children from birth until 5 years old.
Thank you for spending time with us to learn about how the Kalamazoo Community Foundation serves as an anchor organization for Kalamazoo County in West Michigan.